Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to talk about upcoming consoles and which ones I plan on picking up, which ones I already have pre-ordered, plan on pre-ordering, or maybe haven't pre-ordered. And the ones I wanted to focus on for this video specifically are the Steam Deck, the Analogue Pocket, the Playdate, and I'm sure you're all very curious about what I think and plan on doing with the Intellivision Amico. So let's start with the Steam Deck. At first I was a little hesitant. I wasn't sure if the Steam Deck would be something for me. I'm like, would I really want a essentially handheld PC to play my Steam games? And then I really thought about it and I was like, wait a minute, this thing is perfect for me because it is essentially a second PC that is handheld, that eventually will have this dock that I can dock it and play my games on my TV. So I don't have a second PC for streaming. So when I want to play a PC game, it's a little awkward for me because, well, I play my games on the same PC and stream off the same PC, and a lot of people sort of have a second PC set up to separate the two. And this thing will be my second PC. Dock it, play my game on my TV. Yes, it's not going to be like as high fidelity as, say, a desktop PC, but it'll look good enough for what I'm going to be playing on there, mostly a lot of indie games and stuff like that, and then use my normal PC for streaming. I'm like, this is perfect. It's a cheap second PC that also acts as a portable computer for, say, if I wanted to play Final Fantasy 11 or something. You can put whatever you want on this thing. Just being able to kind of sit and chill and play PC games like a Switch or whatever other indie games, or like, let's say I want to practice a speed run, play the PC version and practice the speedrun while I'm kind of just chilling on a couch or something like that. Sounds pretty cool to me. So I did lock in a pre-order for this thing. Now, of course, I don't have to commit to it when the time comes, but I'm pretty confident I am going to go through with this pre-order. I did end up pre-ordering the middle model, so the middle of the line one, not the most expensive, not the cheapest. And mostly also because the cheapest was already sold out and the wait would have been quite long, and I didn't want to buy the most expensive model, so I'm like, let's go with the in-between. I figured not too many people would pre-order that one, but as it turns out, that one was also very popular, and that should be coming. I'm not getting the first wave of shipments on that. I will be getting it in the beginning of next year, and I'm really excited for this. I haven't been this excited for an aspect of PC gaming in quite some time. As some of you may know, I do play PC games, a lot of indie games and whatnot, but I don't delve into them as much as I used to in the past. So this is gonna be perfect for me, and I'm really excited for it. And let's just hope that this thing delivers and doesn't have heating issues or battery issues or performance issues that are too terrible, but I'm excited for the Steam Deck for sure. Alright, next let's talk about the Analogue Pocket. Now, I have bought products from Analogue in the past. I have the Super NT and I have the Mega SG. And I'm very happy with those. The build quality is excellent. Now, I do realize that, yes, the wait for Analogue products are pretty excruciating. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what the Analogue Pocket is, this is essentially a Game Boy, a glorified, souped-up Game Boy that does not run off of emulation. It's going to be running, if you put a cart in there, it's going to be running that real cart off of, FGTPA or something like that. I forget the acronym for it, but it's not emulation, but it will support Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. My most excited thing, Neo Geo Pocket Color games. This is huge because this is the first time that a mass market availability of being able to play your Neo Geo Pocket Color games while having video output is going to be available. So this is a big deal for me. I haven't played my Neo Geo Pocket Color games in quite a while. I got a decent little collection that I'm really excited to delve back into. And the fact that I will be able to play these not just handheld with a beautiful backlit screen, but also with the dock and playing it on my TV and being able to stream that, I am beyond hyped for this thing. I also have a huge backlog of Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games that I have been putting off playing for like the almost 2 years that I've had this thing on pre-order. Feels like 2 years. It's been a year and a half, I don't even know. All I know is you got to be patient with Analogue products. They tend to always really deliver on their quality, but you have to be patient. And I do have this thing locked in. My pre-order experience on that, I was very fortunate to be able to wake up the day that pre-orders went live and lock in a pre-order. You only had like a 2-minute window before the site started crashing and orders didn't go through. So I am very, very thankful that my pre-order went through because I'm going to be taking full advantage of this thing. First games I'm going to be playing for it, probably going to be some Game Boy Advance RPGs. I really want to see what Golden Sun looks like on this thing. I want to see what Riviera looks like on this thing. I have so many Game Boy Color games that I want to pop in and test as well because my Game Boy Color collection has been growing extensively. Neo Geo Pocket Color, of course, and then down the line we're going to get adapters for stuff like the Game Gear and the Lynx, and hopefully, please, Analogue, if you're listening, WonderSwan Color, please make it happen, because as of right now there is no way to really output video unless you're some kind of mad hacking genius into your TV for the WonderSwan Color. So anyway, super beyond hype for the Analogue Pocket. I'm sure that thing will be out in who knows when. Let's say hopefully first half of next year. All right. Next, let's get into the Amico or the Playdate. All right, let's tease you a little bit. Let's do the Playdate. So the Playdate I have been very much looking forward to. However, I did not pre-order this one, and the reason being, well, I kind of forgot. Somebody reminded me, like, oh, the Playdate pre-orders are going to be up next week, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I'm going to look into that. And then when the day came, I kind of forgot, and I missed the first wave of pre-orders, and I was like, well, at this point, I may just be better off waiting to see what first impressions are on this thing, and then maybe get in on the second wave in case there's some mechanical issues, software, like maybe there's some little bug fixes that the first wave has a problem with, and then the second model will fix that. So the Playdate, if you don't know, is this handheld console that is coming out, and it's the one with the little crank on the side. So it's like a little miniature Game Boy, and it has a crank, and all the games make use of this crank. It's very, very different. But the thing that really makes this different and sets it apart is it almost plays like a subscription model, but it's not a subscription. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know the whole full-blown story behind how this thing is going to be priced, but essentially you're going to get games over time. So they'll gradually give you new games as this service for this thing goes on. And so, like, I don't know what the rollout schedule is, but like 1 week you'll have a new game to play, and then a week or two later you'll have more games to play. How long this thing will be supported, how long this thing will function, you know, the games that you get for this down the line when the service ends, are you still going to be able to play them? Are they going to require an internet connection? Those are some important questions that honestly I should have probably found out beforehand making this video, but they kind of just came to mind now. But it's a very intriguing little console that, yeah, I missed the pre-order window, but I'm going to be very excited to see what people think about it, and maybe catch the second pre-order window for a shipping model that comes out maybe middle to later next year. But interested in it, missed the pre-order. I'm okay with that, but I do look forward to getting one. All right, and now for the one that I'm sure you're all super curious about, the Intellivision Amico, center of a lot of controversy, to say the least. I have months ago watched a couple of, I've watched some videos on both sides, people that are excited for it, people that are not excited for it, videos directly from Tommy Tallarico and Intellivision themselves, to kind of get a middle ground and two extremes of what the drama is behind this thing, I guess you can say. I went in almost, blind into watching the trailer for this thing. I heard the name, but I never really looked into it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I kind of avoided everything on this thing until a couple months ago for E3 when they revealed a new trailer for it. So I went in, and I have to say I was not disgusted by this thing. I was like, okay, a janky little new console that obviously has some issues. So if you think I'm going to be buying a overpriced, mobile game port ridden, infinitely delayed, probably going to have so many problems with the tech itself and the controllers and games that, like, honestly, not too many people care about, and controllers that look like it's going to be a nightmare to play with, limited game selection, who knows if this thing is going to be supported a couple of months out from when it releases. If you think I'm actually going to pre-order and buy that thing, you're absolutely correct. This thing I am actually kind of excited to get my hands on and see just how bad this thing may be. Obviously, if you thought I wasn't going to get this, you don't know me well enough, okay? You're talking to somebody here that gets excited over consoles like N-Gage and Gizmondo and stuff like that. Like, I love, and just these obscure, weird consoles that are, admittedly maybe not the best. But this thing, I mean, what are the chances that we're going to have a new hardware console coming out from Intellivision that's loaded with a bunch of wacky garbage? Potentially a gem in there, maybe one or two, and of course you can play Cornhole, I think it's called, on there. And some, like, mobile-looking Earthworm, like, come on, mobile-looking Earthworm gym game? This thing has my name all over it. So, have I pre-ordered it? No. I don't need to pre-order this thing. I'm sure the wait list has 50,000 spots left on it, so I don't think I have to be too worried about pre-ordering this thing. I think I'm going to be one of the 100 people in the world that would even be interested in pre-ordering this thing based on what I'm seeing on it. But I don't want to just be negative about it, because I actually am excited to play the Amico. I have to say, even consoles that may have a bunch of crappy games on them, as long as there are exclusives on a game console, I want to experience it. So let me experience this thing for you, save your money, let me play it and show you what it's like. I'm going to be streaming this thing, of course, for a launch day. So let me waste my money for you, and we can experience this train wreck and laugh about it all together. So, will I be pre-ordering it? Yes, just to be safe as we get closer to the launch. Once they pin down a release date, they're like, oh, it's coming out sometime late this year. Oh no, wait, now maybe earlier next year. I have no idea what's going on. So I'm going to pre-order this thing. I have no idea what model I'm going to get yet. I'm sure whichever one makes me waste the most amount of money. Honestly, the price on it is like whatever I can make do. I'm sure it won't be too terrible. The game prices, I think they're like, I don't know, they range in price all over the place, so who the heck knows what's going on with that thing. There's also apparently going to be physical games for it. I'll probably pick up a few of the physical games if those are available day one. But yeah, it's an interesting little console. It's going to be filled with mobile ports, which I'm not thrilled about. I'm mostly excited about the old school Intellivision updated remakes that they're releasing, and I'm sure some of those are already also on mobile, but there's got to be something on there that you can only play on the Amico, right? I want to see what those wacky little dial controllers with the screen on them are like. I want to... Oh, the one thing that I'm most excited for is it may bring out my competitive edge, because it has built-in online leaderboards. So I'll be able to destroy all the little poor 10-year-olds that get this thing as a Christmas gift, in their cornhole top 10 leaderboards in the world. So look for my name on the Amico leaderboards. They will be on there. I will be fighting for those world records, okay? Trust me. I'm sure before the leaderboards get hacked within the first 2 hours that this thing is out, but let's enjoy our time with it while we can. But yeah, it's going to have built-in leaderboards, so that will be somewhat interesting, I guess, for the competitive nature of it. But yeah, the Amico, it is what it is, right? I mean, it's gonna fail. There's no way this thing is gonna succeed at the price that it's at. I think they have no direction in terms of who they are making this thing for. It's like 1 minute they're making it for 80-year-old grandmas that like maybe want to relive what the Wii was like, but then at the same time they're like, hey, hardcore gamers, we got these old school Atari games on here for you that you can play couch co-op, and heck, that may not, hardcore and those two things may not go together. We got some random Earthworm Jim game on here. We've got cornhole. The Amico is going to be interesting, and I honestly can't wait for this thing. So anyway, there's my update for you guys on what I plan on doing with some of the new consoles that are coming out. I know there's probably other consoles coming out that are using emulation. I don't really follow those too closely, but yeah, those are the main 4 that I wanted to talk about for this video. So I do have some catching up to do as well, so look forward to more videos coming out here in the future. I'm also going to catch you guys up on what I have been playing, because I've been playing quite a lot of pretty darn good games, and yeah, look forward to more videos coming out. Price check videos, games I've been playing videos, maybe some pickups videos, who knows. We'll have some more stuff coming here soon in the future. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.